Hi everyone, my name is Kelly and welcome to my channel. So today was my off day and I wanted to go over I went with the flow all day. Um, and it's a lot of fun things happened and some interesting things as well. My main focus today is going to be on basically message boards, but they're also called Ouija boards as well. There's a lot of fear around them and kind of going over how to actually use one and whatever else comes up. So I had originally today, I had 3 scheduled appointments. I had a dentist appointment, and then I had a appointment for actual pressure, and then I actually had a waxing today. So the funny part of that is I canceled the waxing yesterday because I just didn't want to do all those appointments on my day off. So another one of appointments canceled earlier today. So I had to get up super early to go to the dentist. And I was kind of complaining about it for a while because I don't like getting up early, especially on a day off, to go to the dentist for a cleaning. But my teeth are clean. So it wasn't that bad waking up. So it's so funny how our minds work, where we're basically just constantly, kind of just making things hard for ourselves, really. Always having so much time that we focus on the negative about things. And that's quite fascinating if you stop and think about how many things you think about in a day and how much of those are actually considered to be like negative thoughts about whatever's coming. So I got up, I did my dentist. It wasn't that bad. And then I kind of did my own little journey. Wasn't expecting it. Went to my mom's. I was going to stop there, but then we just kind of went on this nice little trip, and got some really great deals. And then I went to the DMV to switch over addresses. So that wasn't planned, but I kind of made it into a plan because it's like, well, why not? It's something that needs to be to happen. And then from there, I just kind of went where I was guided to go. Originally, I was going to stop into the half price books today after my session. So the session didn't happen, but yet, as I always tell you, if you feel guided to go somewhere, you should go there. There's always a reason for you to be there, even if it doesn't make sense to you. And even if it's out of your way, just go with the flow. And that's what I did today. So I went with the flow. And I did actually made my way up to the half price books, and I found what they are calling the Enchanted Spellbook. So this was up at the top shelf. The funny thing about this is it wasn't even on a shelf. It was like above the shelf. So you really had to be looking up high to even notice that. And I was just very guided to look up, and then there it was. And I was like, what is that? So I'm going to show you what's actually in it. So you have this nice little kind of like manufacturer glass. Nope. It's basically where you put your hands, okay, on the spell book. Or spell board. I keep calling it spell book. I don't know why. But anyways, if you can see this, yeah, it's quite incredible. Tons of different colors. A lot of you guys would associate this with somewhat of a Ouija board or message board. A lot of companies and people are getting away from Ouija boards because of the fear and everything around it. But you still have the no up here. That's all butterflies. You have the question, the yes, and the maybe. So it is a little bit designed like that. So I'm going to flip it and show it to you guys. So Hopefully you guys can see it. Takes up a lot of space. Um, but yeah, it's a spell board, but I keep calling it book. Now, the funny part about this is the people who created this, I keep seeing their tarot cards. I don't purchase them, but I keep just kind of seeing it, and it's just sitting at Half Price Books. It's been there for, I don't know, probably about a month, month and a half. But this, I don't believe this was there, but I really don't know because, like I said, it was so high up. Who would have thought to look up at that? So that is what prompted me for today's little thing, little video of Ouija boards, message boards. So I don't know about you, but have you ever had any experience with like Ouija boards or message boards? Personally, I have. I would say probably 11 or 12, and my older sister was playing around with friends, and she contacted a little boy that passed in a fire that apparently lived in that place. And I do believe through research, she really did find out that there was a little boy that did die in a fire at that location. Um, but I don't know where it comes from, all the fear of like if you play with this, then it opens up like for bad things to come in. Me personally, it's all about what are you doing prior to doing this, right? So it's all about what you're putting out there. It's all about protecting yourself. Just like if you're going to a house to do a cleansing, you have to protect yourself. If you're going to a haunted place, you have to have some kind of protection around you, just so you don't have any bad experiences with spirits or anything else that's out there. And even if you do, then you also got to remember that you're supposed to go through that for whatever reason. So maybe you had fear around, dead people or about spirits, and you just feel like you went somewhere and you got one attached. That is very likely that can happen. So just remember, there are the ones that are stuck spirits, they they're on a lower vibration. So if you're on a high vibration, they can't mess with you. They can't enter, like they can't even engage with you. Um but if, let's say you're a medium but you're afraid of it, you're probably going to get a lot of spirits interacting with you because you have a purpose that's bigger than your day-to-day job. I mean, remember, we're all souls living in a experience a physical body, but we're all souls just for this little time. The souls are all unconditional love. So it's just experience that you're having. It's not that big of a deal. So back to the board. Same way, protection, right? Always know, just like when you're doing tarot cards or anything that you're doing that's metaphysics, you always want to put the intention out there. You can do a prayer, you can do basically whatever you want, but you want to make sure that you are setting an intention before you start opening up um, things and portals and whatever else that you're wanting to do. So Ouija boards, what most people know is it's supposed to take more than one person, at least two people, for it to actually work. Now, that's, to me, that's not actually the case. You can just do it by yourself. So I wish I had two cameras so I could kind of show you guys what I'm doing. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to put my two hands on this little pointer. I think that's what it's called. Okay. And I'm just going to put and set the intention that, let's see, what's a good question to ask? How many people are awakening right now? I think that's a really good question to ask. So, right away, now I know the question. My hands are still in the center of this board. And now I'm going to just ask for anyone that is on the other side that would like to answer that question to go ahead and answer. So then you just kind of want to just let it guide you. So right now it's moving and I'm not looking at it. So I'm letting them guide and then we'll see when it stops. Now you can go, well, how do you know when it stops? Well, you get a sensation. Most of the time it's like tingling in your hands, or you get this real clear message of like stop, and then that's your answer. It's really that simple. We just make it very complicated. So, and it's funny because it's such a big board, it's kind of like half off my desk. All right, so let's see here. It landed in between E and R. And if I go up more on that, Gemini is right above it, and Reap. And then if I look below, Banishing. So with this type of board, because of all the different, I feel pretty guided that I have to pay attention to the whole area. So I'm going to show you now. So, all right. So it landed right here. Oh, that's an F, not a R. All right. So Banishing, right? So I'm just reading the pie chart basically. E, and then Gemini, that's the F, and then I went with Reap. Now, wrong could be it, but for some reason my mind went right to Reap, and I didn't even see orange. Okay. So now my question, right? You're thinking, you asked how many people are awakening. Now, I asked a question that I do not believe there's any numbers on this board, and that's why I asked it. Because it's not always just like as simple as, oh, okay, it's 5 or it's 6. So then you got to go Banishing. Okay, E and F. Gemini, it does have 2, right? And then Orange and Reap. So if you interpret that with the question of how many people are awakening right now, I mean, I could easily kind of go with what am I feeling? Oh, and I'm sorry, there is number 2 right there. So there is a little bit of number. So that means 2 people are awakening right now. So that's not the case. We all know there's a lot of people awakening. But then I would go, okay, so Banishing. Maybe perhaps what they're telling me is maybe instead of awakening, it's more like parts of you are vanishing. Um, Parts of you are kind of lost, are on, and you're trying to figure out where they went and what's happening to you. And then let me put this back. So always know Reap. Reap's coming pretty clear. And it's more like reaping the benefits. So when you awaken, your whole everything changes, right? The way you view the world changes. The world actually doesn't change. It's you and how you're viewing it. I've been on many awakening journeys myself. But you know when I'm on another one. Just constant awakening isn't just this, oh, okay, you just woke up one day and it's like, great, I'm awake. That's awesome. It's basically oh, excuse me, throughout your time, throughout your existence, you're gonna awaken to so many different things. If that's your, what you're supposed to be doing. And if not, then you wouldn't have found my channel. Um, because it's only going to be found by people who need it, right? Everything is happening for a reason, and everything is for the highest good of everyone involved. And that one is kind of tricky sometimes, especially when you're having a really hard time, or if you're thinking, you know, poor you, this world sucks, and my life sucks, stuff like that. But you want to just get back to realizing that you are a soul living a human experience. And just by saying that and repeating that, you feel pretty good about it. So, if you wanted to mess around with a message board with you and, let's say, a friend or somebody, it's all about your intention and always putting your intention out there first, and kind of being smart about it. I mean, if you sit there and go into like a supposedly haunted building with a message board or Ouija board, and you ask the question, hey, how many dead people are here? Let's communicate. So you're basically opening yourself up to communicate with any and all spirits that are stuck there, because that's what you just opened up with that question. So you want to be smart about it, but don't fear it. My mom has the biggest fear around Ouija boards. We were never allowed actually having them. And it seems like it's definitely like her generation. They definitely do not think they're fun. A lot of people think they're like more evil and contacting like parts of like the devil or something like that. But with that being said, I'm going to show you one that I bought, because for the longest time I was also afraid of these. So this one's called Spirit Board. Like I said, it's basically a Ouija board. They're just trying to change it up, to basically get away from the Ouija board name. But I bought this because, I mean, speaks to the spirits. All right. And then again, you're going to have the no, you're going to have the yes. The hand means stop. Okay. And then I chose it because of the cool, and then the goodbye, of course. And then you got the letters and the alphabet. And then I chose it because of the cool little skulls, on both sides. So this is more of what a Ouija board actually kind of more represents, instead of the one that I just showed you, which was the enchanted spell board. So like I said, it's this one's pretty basic, just like any Ouija board, and then even the little pointer that comes with it, pretty basic. But again, you do the same thing. You put your hands on here. This one's easier to play around with. So, you would put your hands on here, right? And then you would first have the intention, know what you're wanting to do, know what question you're wanting to ask, but also don't just leave it open for anyone to answer it. That's the kicker. You want to really focus on, like, let's say there's somebody in the other side, that has passed that you want to talk to, a departed loved one, right? You can't really go wrong with departed loved ones, anyone in your family, if you are kind of freaked out about it, but you're very interested in the message boards. That's where I would start, is basically, and again, you want to light candles, incense, you want to just do basically whatever you're guided to do. And you want to honor whoever comes through. So this is just, again, another tool that you can use, just like tarot, oracle, crystals, skull crystals, um, energy, Reiki. And all those are just tools to help the body and to get more of an understanding of our souls, and to more awaken to there's so much more out there than this just day to day, go to work, go home, cook, and repeat, repeat, repeat. And once you realize there's so much more out there, then that's when your life starts to get like really fun. But also remember the biggest message that my guides keep sending me is that we're supposed to have fun and joy all day, every day. And once you get there, you have truly gotten to enlightenment, because then life will be completely different because you're not focused on what you don't have, like not enough money, not liking your job, not liking where you live, not liking your car, stuff like that. You start to realize like those are not important. Those are all physical things. Um, and the focus on not having it is bringing more and more of it into your life. And I've done it for many years. Most of my 20s, I would say I was definitely into that. More victim of like, why is all this happening, and just being so focused on not having enough that I never stopped to realize that I was actually focusing on not having enough. um, so I'm gonna try to do this. I kind of feel like I instantly got a kind of a feeling from one of my guides. Um, and it's basically talking about my grandma. Now, my grandma, both of them have passed. I wasn't really close to neither one of them, but what's coming is my mom's mom is coming too. That's what she wants. So if you are starting out of like a medium, this could be a very well a starting thing, a tool that you can use to help you. So I'm going to show you just how to do it. So I'm going to focus my grandma, right? She wants to come too. Um, I don't really have a question for her. Oh, well, okay. I lied. I do actually. My question is, um, I'm kind of worried about my mom. So I'm going to ask her, how is she doing health wise? So you got to have a question that can be answered yes or no, or sometimes they're spelled out. But I guess what I want to know is my mom like really sick? That's kind of what keeps coming to my gut of like, is she really not doing well? So again, I'm not going to focus on it, and I'm not going to pay attention to it. And I'm just going to let my grandma, and I can feel that it's my grandma because I know, and it's her hand. So, interesting. She stopped at F. So instantly what I got from her was she's fine. So it wasn't a yes, it wasn't a no, it's just F. And then instantly I'm like, what do you mean, Grandma, F? And then instantly she says she's fine. So I know my mom's going through a lot, and you always kind of want to end it with saying goodbye. You know, they can say goodbye, but I always feel like it's respectful to say goodbye. Um, and she landed on 6. Um, so I don't know what that really. What are you entailing? Now, some people will go here, but others will use the pointer. So that's why the pointer is designed that way, where it just will point. Oh, okay. Um, she was saying in her 60s. Yeah, I know what she's talking about. Okay, so thanks, Grandma. Thank you for coming. So again, I just wanted to go over Ouija boards, message boards, what they really do. You know, they're just tools, nothing to be afraid of. But I will end it today with my new bowl that I found going to this store called 10,000 Villages, where basically they have stuff from all around the world, and they're trying to help foreign countries and everything and everybody by purchasing stuff from them and then selling it over here. What I thought was really fascinating is that they already paid them for the stuff, so it's not like they don't get paid till their stuff sells in the store. So I thought that was really neat and really fascinating. So I love singing bowls, and I just found the sticker to this one actually. And it's nice because it comes with its own little tool. And then it comes with its own little cushion too. And they were, of course, because I went with the flow, that was not part of my thing, but on my way home, I drove by it and it was open, and there was a spot right there open. So I just took it and ran in there, and I got 10 free minutes. So yeah, ran in there to check it out. So I'm going to just leave. Now, 2 ways of playing singing bowls, by the way. You can do that, and then you just do this. But to master these is to get them to play without hitting them. The smaller singing bowls are harder to get to play. And of course, you got to have your hands flat. But yeah, they were also having a sale, $20 off. And it ends Friday, so this would have been the only day. So again, when you go with the flow, you have so many things that you can get involved with, and it's just so much fun. The day, it didn't go by too fast, it didn't go by too slow. It was just perfect. I got everything I wanted to get accomplished and then so much more. So, note to self, the biggest thing is don't plan, because it seems never to work out. The whole purpose of is not the plan. Going with the flow, you don't really go with a plan. You kind of have things that need to be done, but you don't have like a detail of when, what time, and all that stuff. Yes, I do believe my next video will probably be singing bowls and doing healing with them. It's definitely coming, and that will be really neat. I will definitely be more on the floor because my singing bowls are large and I need a pretty big space to play them. So I have a feeling that that's going to be my next video. And I might do it possibly tomorrow. I don't know. I'm trying to get back into doing videos, as many videos as possible. The more videos that I put out there, the more people can very well find them, and so forth. So thanks for watching. And if you have any questions about message boards or Ouija boards, you can always reach out to me. My email is musard, think of mustard with no T, K05 @gmail.com. Thanks, guys. Have a lovely night.